Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Sorry, I had to turn that off real quick. So we finally had a slow eBay day. We had a good streak of 3 weeks. It kind of felt like how we were doing on eBay in 2023. That was our best year for like sales overall. There is some good stuff about this year, but yeah, we still have some interesting stuff, but yeah, I was kind of eventually expecting a slow day at some points. Obviously, ideally, it would be to have every day be a good day, but knowing how eBay works, at least for us and like our strategy and setup, it does eventually have a slow day. All right, so the first thing right here is going to be Dark Realms magazine. This one right here is going to be some kind of like sci-fi magazine. This it says on the back that this was available at Hot Topic, so there's going to be like music, culture, other stuff like that. This ended up going for $14.07 plus shipping. This is an old listing. I got this one a long time ago. All right, moving along, we have the, can I say this right? The Villanomicon right here. It's going to be like a superhero RPG book. I had another one of these, so I relisted it when I was at the storage unit. It's just going to have a bunch of villains for superhero RPG. It'll have like all their stats, little cartoon, like comic drawings of them right over here. Nice little fun RPG book. This is by Icons. Yeah, I don't really know what this one. Oh, it says it's for. Yeah, I'm not too sure. It says Crucible 7, another company. Icons super powered role playing. So I normally sell the hero stuff, the champion stuff, but I'll still pick up the other superhero RPG stuff. It does like occasionally sell. That one only went for $5.50, but I took a lower offer on that. When I woke up, that offer came in. I think I had it on sale for like $8.10, and they sent $5.50. I'm like, I saw I had another one, so I was like, okay, I'll just take it. Next up is going to be a plate. So got a bunch of these, or Netta got a bunch of these plates a bit ago at auction. This is the Great American Revolution, 1776. We got a bunch of these historical, like this is kind of just like a plate you're supposed to hang. I don't think you're supposed to eat on it at all. There's a bunch of people that like collect plates. I don't know if that's like a big world right now. I know there's always people collecting something somewhere, but I'll see some plates at like estate sales and stuff. Usually it's like a smaller collection someone has, but don't really deal with them too often. But I remember this was like an old thing I pulled up out of nowhere, like out of a box at Aneta's parents' house at some point. I was like, okay, I should just list those. It wasn't too hard. This sold for $17.28, and this is also going to a repeat buyer, so that's pretty interesting. I don't know what else they bought. All right, next up is going to be an ornament. So we're in August, so someone's already like, it's Christmas. They're probably playing Christmas music everywhere. We're like 4 months away. So yeah, this is a jingle bell. It's like you can hear it's a good sounding one. It has like this gold to it. It has like a nice little bow. We got a bunch of like vintage ornaments. We do like dealing with ornaments. Anetta's kind of like the one between the two of us that knows which ones will do well, which ones I won't. I don't have like a good eye for it. They all kind of look similar to me. I do know some of like the more ornate and vintage ones do pretty well, but yeah, this sold for $8. But I just thought it was funny. August comes around, boom, sell an ornament. So I know people always ask like for seasonal stuff. They ask a lot of people, when do you list seasonal stuff? You just list it when you list it, kind of like with everything else. People buy seasonal stuff all the time. It in my head, it doesn't make sense to only list it within like the season, because people will be searching up this stuff all the time. They'll be searching beforehand. They'll be searching afterwards. It's just kind of when someone sees something, they have the money and they want to buy it, is when they buy it. It's not only like when it's with a week before Christmas. I'm now going to search for every ornament ever. A lot of people I know like Halloween, so they're literally thinking about it year round. It's like their favorite holiday, so they're always thinking about it. So I just know that that's a question a lot of people ask, at least not me, but other people. So just list anything whenever you get it, whatever's good, whatever you're knowledgeable on. Just go ahead, list it up. Normally, my items take like some of mine take a long time, so let's go through some. This I probably listed like a year ago. The plates I probably listed also a year ago. The RPG book and the magazine, I think a couple years ago. So it's not always just like whatever you're listening is the only thing that sells. All right. Next up is going to be, since I don't have many items to talk about, go deeper on these. These are going to be Descent Journeys in the Dark second edition. These are going to be the Shadow Dragon miniatures. The like white, tan, peach one is going to be the minion monster, and then the red one's going to be the master one, which has more abilities. These are for the Overlord in the board game. They have like an ability that they can do a fire breath, or at least I think the master one can do the fire breath. I'm not sure if the regular mini one can do. They also have a bigger base, so they can kind of move more freely. on the map. I think they also have some kind of like pierce attack, so like if enemy heroes have armor, they're a pretty cool miniature that the Overlord gets to use. So it's a fun fantasy game where there's an Overlord and they get to pick a bunch of monsters. The monsters do have like different symbols for like what areas they can be in. It might be like cursed monsters or like undead, or I forget all the official terminology for them. And the cards let you know like when the Overlord gets to pick and choose what monsters you fight. So every time you play a campaign of this, they get to choose different monsters. So these are just one of the options. I think they're a pretty cool one. People love dragons. This ended up going for $9.59, which is kind of a lot because like I think people can get like the full game for I don't know anywhere between 40 to 60 if they're like put it on a watch list. Maybe they can get it for 25. Like so, like to get almost $10 for a couple miniatures. I sold bar guests and the threat tokens yesterday, so it's just interesting. I like to piece it out. I didn't have a full set. I had like an incomplete set, and I know people use miniatures for other things like RPG games and stuff. So they might not be buying it for just the board game. All right, next up, another interesting one. I'll explain why. We got the two Kaijudo decks. These are demo decks. This is going to be the Fire demo deck, and this is the Darkness demo deck. This was Wizards of the Coast was trying to bring back dual masters. I always forget if it's dual masters or dual monsters, and it's supposed to be like a kid version of a card game that gets kids into the idea because this plays similar to Magic the Gathering. It kind of has higher numbers for like the kids to be like, oh, I'm doing 1,000 damage instead of like 2 damage in Magic the Gathering. But the concept's similar where they have these different like factions. The colors are supposed to relate to the Magic ones. It was supposed to be a ramp onto Magic the Gathering, but at some point they kind of canceled their game. These are just demo decks. I sold these two for $32, and it's interesting because when I got a bunch of these demo decks, I did different listings. I did individual, I did some like pairs, I did some triples, and then I did the full 5, like the set of 5 of the demo decks. I believe you always get the same cards within these demo decks. So I think I've sold like the set of 5 for like between $30 to $60. So the fact that I got 32 for 2 of them is pretty cool. I still have a couple more demo decks left listed. I have like one full set of 5, and then I have some individual ones and maybe like another double pack. But yeah, this is good for 2 people to play. Or you can mix and match 2 decks into one to make like a full deck, because I think these are 30 card decks, and a full deck I believe is 60. It's been a while. I played a little bit of Kaijudo back like when they first announced it. It was actually a lot of fun. I was kind of shocked that they out of nowhere just kind of like cut the support for it, and then they were like, we're not making new sets. I think they should have stuck through it. They should have stuck through like a card games always will have like a set that releases, and it's just kind of not the favorite of the customers at the time. And then sometimes companies just kind of pull the cord out of nowhere, not understanding that maybe it was just a bad set and people still like the card game. All right, next up is going to be How Will You Survive the Sharknado and Other Unnatural Disasters book. Oh, that's hilarious. I feel like I know why the person bought this book. But yeah, this ended up going for $7.99. People like to read all sorts of different types of books. I know, like, my brother was into like the Sasquatch monster and Bigfoot and stuff like that. People like aliens. People like the Sharknado movie and just all this realm of this kind of stuff, otherworldly stuff, Mother Nature or sci-fi or otherworldly stuff. So yeah, $7.99. All right. Next up is going to be LL Bean Fall 2005 catalog. These have been doing really well. This, I believe, is a clothing company. Maybe they have also like outdoor gear and stuff. Yeah, I see like a backpack and stuff like this. We did pretty well with all the catalogs. We got this from the people that their father had like a bunch of stuff, and we bought some of their trash. We got some of their trash. We also just bought like magazines and books. But yeah, this one ended up going for $10.39. So we do really well with the catalogs. We like selling them, and they do sell relatively fast. Oh, how did I miss this one? Oh, I guess I did the wrong item. The plates sold for $15.99, and then this Cosmic Coasters is the one that sold for $17.28. So this is going to be like a board game. Cosmic Coasters. You have all these coasters, which is not too crazy of an idea because, well, this is older. This is from Looney Labs. Looney Labs does I think they have like a bunch of these games called cheap ass games or something like that, where you get like a packet. It's like a white envelope type of thing, kind of like something you would ship like papers in, and then they would give you some like either really cheap paper cards, or they would give you like a little board. And within these cheap ass games, they would tell you need like 10 dice, 10 tokens, five pencils, and all these other things. They were trying to be cheap. They knew that maybe players would have all these bits and pieces. So I believe this is Looney Labs, is the same company that did that. Could be wrong. I remember there's a couple of these similar like quirky companies back in the day. I like to pick up these types of games. I know people like to collect all sorts of board games. It doesn't have to be the super popular ones. But yeah, like I said, this one sold for $17.28. Yeah, this one says it's like a 1 versus 1 game. And also on the back, it says you need like stuff to, where was it? I couldn't even remember it. But yeah, I was saying like, where is it? I can't find it right now. I thought I read it on here. All right, I'm just making up stuff now. But I do know you need other stuff for this. It's not just the coaster. Oh, coins. You need the coins for that one. All right, last thing for the day, and I have to make an executive decision about this one. The Three Little Pigs children's book. We've done children's books in the past. Made some like mistakes with buying a bunch, but we end up making a bunch of money from children's books. This one is weird because we originally got an offer on this one, and then the person messaged saying that their child had purchased it. They apologized and they said, could they cancel? So we canceled the order. Not a big deal. Happens. All right. Doesn't bother me. So easy cancel, relisted it. 2 days later, it was like 2 or 3 days later, this gets rebought. And I'm like, I look at the name of the account and it's the same person. And then I message them. I'm like, hey, is this the same situation again? Or did you change your mind for your kid? Or did you guys talk about it? Like, what's going on? Because eBay is going to make me ship this because we have 1 day shipping time and I have to ship this tomorrow. I hope to hear back from you. I want to know if you still want this, because we can't cancel unless if you ask to cancel, or else we get dinged on our account. And getting dinged for like being doing like cancellations is actually kind of heavily punishing for our algorithm. We've noticed that. So like, this is a weird one where my gut is the kid got control of the phone again and bought the book again. But like, technically I'm not supposed to cancel it, but I could cancel it knowing that they've sent a message before within an offer. So like, it's a hard decision. I think I'm like 90% going to cancel it because they wanted me to cancel it before and they said their kid did it. I'm 5% of just ship it, but then we have free returns on, so I'm gonna burn some money on like a return, even though I'm doing the proper thing. And then there's like 5% chance that they message me within the next few hours before we pack and ship this. I have a little bit more time today, so I get to wait a little bit more on this one. So yeah, I think, like I said, 90%, I probably should just cancel this because I brought it home just in case if they do say that they want it, because I have to ship it today. Just thought it was an interesting one. Haven't had that happen too much. Usually someone will say like, my kid or someone else bought this on my phone and I cancel it and I don't have to deal with that again. All right, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Have a good one.